Oh, you all gone self-conscious now.
Well, what are we talking about? What are we discussing?
Okay.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, here we are. And it's Clive and Chums. And we're
We'll
with...
keep it as Chums.
Yeah. We're here with... introduce yourselves.
I'm Clive's chum.
Yeah, what's your
Nice
name?
to meet you. I'm your chum.
Yeah, what's your name, man?
I'm your chum.
Stuart. Hey,
Papa Chan.
right.
Papa Chan.
Steve, what's the nature of this podcast?
Stephen Smith, you mean?
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
world famous
That's right.
Stephen Smith.
That one, yeah.
Right, well, this is a movie podcast.
Oh.
Yeah. And we're recording here in glorious...
I'll give you a little bit of
Ikebukuro.
interesting movie trivia.
All right, here we go.
I went to a cinema for the first time on 3 days ago. It was the first time I've been to a movie
I know what you're going to say. Since
I went to watch.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
And what did you see?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
I saw a documentary on the fashion designer Martin Margiela, Belgian fashion designer, who I.
What?
How did it
What was the
compare to
reason?
The Matrix?
Oh, the Matrix is so dated. I mean, it's good. but
So what was the reason behind going?
my girlfriend wanted to see it.
Okay.
Am I allowed to keep the reference to a girlfriend in?
Of course.
All right.
Why not?
Enough. Yeah, no one listens anyway, so you're all right.
I don't think my wife is going to hear this.
Right.
And if she does, well, I salute you for, achieved.
That would be extraordinary.
So, if you're out there, darling,
Well, you could be like German George. Remember him? German
Yes.
George when he did that thing with Steve Ryan, and they did the German overdubbing for Japanese porn movies. Little skit when they were on the set one time.
All right.
No one's ever going to see that. And he's a pretend priest, and he's got this
oh, that's where he says,
posh job.
Aber bekleka nicht das Sofa,
Yeah.
Sofa.
He's got this posh job up in northern Japan, being a fucking priest, and someone sees the video,
Right.
and rats him out, and he loses his job over it.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
So he did get jizz upon the sofa. Wow.
I love that song.
Yeah. Frank Zappa, the king.
So what movies do you have in mind?
Well, so the reason we're
Oh,
here...
we're talking about movies, are we?
Yeah. Well, we're talking... Well,
Or
actually,
films.
it's interesting because Stephen here, the rest of us three, we went to the theatre today. We went to the CineRoman...
Theatre. Yeah.
Yes, the CineRoman
Right.
Pink movie theatre in Ikebukuro,
Right.
and Steve didn't. But Steve's going to join in anyway, and I think you've already proved your worth. So,
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Oh.
So we'll try and keep this kind of brief, I guess. So we went to the CineRoman and we watched a triple bill of Japanese
Jesus. Or really a triple
soft
bill?
go. Yeah, you pays your money. You want to see the whole.
What time did that start? How long were you there for?
You're only like an hour long.
So 3 hours.
Yeah,
I salute you.
you should come in with us. Seriously, what's stopping you?
I deal with boredom pretty well, but I've got limits.
Yeah, it was very
It was
interesting.
interesting because like the first time. I mean, I've seen a lot of Japanese porn, but this is more like classic Japanese porn.
Yeah,
from like the
softcore, yeah.
bubble economy kind of stuff.
Today was
70s,
yeah.
80s, wasn't it?
80s,
seemed like
90s, yeah.
80s, 90s. Yeah.
Well, actually, let's get into it then. So let's brevity is our
Calling card.
Yes. So the first one we watched was Mofukuzuma to Nawa Soto Sute, which I guess translates as wife in mourning, or mourning wife, or widowed wife, and rope. Shave outside.
Shave outside the lines.
Right.
Yeah, they did use a nice big razor, the
yes,
Gillette
yeah.
razor. I actually have that Gillette razor.
Oh, there we go.
And I will shave myself with a new feeling now every time I pick up that
From
razor.
this came out in early '93, so I'm guessing a late '92 production, and it's by a director called Hideous, who I actually quite like a lot, but he was very prolific, so not everyone as a winner. And what was this? Fuck, I'm having difficulty remembering. What was this about now?
Well, the girl
This
that
is the
come
one you came halfway through.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, the
Yeah.
girl
I
that come
literally
out,
came halfway through.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry.
and then I don't know. Was that her daughter? Was that her daughter who got like, kind of raped?
Oh, that's
The guy
Yes.
was like, he was reading call girls or something.
Yes.
And, he was into his
basically-
asphyxiation and stuff like that.
Yes,
Rope-
there was
he was in the roping
yeah,
rope,
there was
yeah.
an SM guy, and then there was a hooker, and the hooker lost a baby. I think was what they were trying to
Yeah, I
express.
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in a shopping centre or where?
No, I mean she lost it. She had a miscarriage.
Oh,
I think because of some hard.
I thought she'd been careless or something.
No. But
She
I'm
left it
glad you
direct.
asked. And
no worries.
yeah, I mean, I kind of dug it a little bit because it was kind of SM themed
But
and some of
it's
the
your kind of thing, though. Wasn't
kind
it?
of, but it wasn't really very good.
What I thought about what interesting about it was because it reminds me of the old porn movies from like the 70s and 80s in America,
Right.
Where they actually try to have a storyline, and they try to have some some kind of shit going on where it's just not two people show up in a fucking hotel room, bang each other, and then hit the road.
Yeah.
There's like some kind of plot there.
Yeah, no, miscarriage. It's a nice.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it's nothing to turn the audience on like a miscarriage.
It's a bit of a tear jerker.
Yes.
I felt bad for her. I wanted to tighten the ropes a little bit tighter because
Right.
I felt bad for her.
So that was that, and I'm a bit of a fan of Sato's films, and this isn't in his top tier of stuff, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend this one. It's actually the reason I came to the theatre to see this one, not because it's not on DVD or any streaming services, and I am trying to see every film he's ever made, which is quite a lot. But this one, yeah, it's not really worth the time. Okay, so is that it for that one?
Well,
Any
yeah, I mean,
thoughts?
it just
Yeah.
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 I like
Because
I like the dripping blood scene and the little
Right.
plastic baby that she was like
so
really
that-
kind of
that's-
a,
yeah,
Wow.
because I missed
Right.
the beginning, so that was the
yeah, she seemed to be
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, it was
And then
pretty grim.
and I don't know
If
the
you're
other
into
girl
that,
was the other girl
it's
her
good.
daughter?
Yeah, I know, but I think he was looking for
Her?
Yes.
And this girl showed up, like
right.
stole
And
the
that's-
call.
and that's why he was shaving the. Yeah,
What was to do with the shaving then?
Well,
I
that's
think that was to
involved.
infantilize it because it's shave outside. Stu, keep up.
Yeah, I missed the beginning, so
Yes,
I
fair
must have
play.
missed the main bit.
Well, actually, to be honest, that wasn't actually neatly laid out. That's just my conjecture. So next, our second feature was Sho Inran Kazoku Sei Ijiri, which I guess is something along the lines of very perverted family, raw teasing, or fresh teasing, or something, which is actually a reissue title, because this is also from 1992. And directed by one Yutaka Ikejima, who was actually the lead male in the previous film.
Yep.
And what was this one about then,
It was
Stu?
the old guy.
Dead
I quite enjoyed it because
Yes, I got a
the
bit of
comedy
it.
value because it was like a Western guy playing a Japanese guy, the stereotypical
Yes.
Japanese guy with his small glasses. And
Yes, he had that kind of war criminal look, right?
Did he have the sort of Mickey Rooney look?
Exactly,
Breakfast
exactly.
and
And he was doing all the
Mr. Buck.
yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
Actually, this guy, I'm kind of familiar.
So basically
I've
the
got
story-
awesome train noises.
Yeah.
Audio, yeah.
Yeah. So it makes it more classic.
Keeps it real, man.
Yeah.
So basically, he hired, if I get this right, he
Yeah.
hired a bunch of people because he put on a stack of money.
Yeah.
Some guy he was yelling at because his nurse was giving him head, but she seemed
Right.
to be like his buddy.
Right. He's like a wealthy layabout,
layabout.
older playboy guy,
Yeah,
right?
and so he hired this actors, I would assume, of
Yes.
people to come and be his
He found
family.
an ad in the paper, didn't he? For like, it fell out the paper, and it was like, yeah, you can hire a fake family.
family.
Yeah,
What was the nurse then?
she was just his nurse, I think.
Yeah.
Not like that kind of delivery.
I guess he was supposed to be on the,
delivery
I guess he was supposed to be on the edge of death,
Okay.
but he kept coming back to life. He wouldn't
did,
fucking
yeah.
die.
And
Yeah,
I've
about
got
heart
a
attacks,
theory.
all right,
I always wondered why Alain Delon was such a star in Japan.
yes,
Yes.
Alain Delon is, you ask
Yes.
any Japanese, they all know
Oh yeah,
about it.
yes. My wife loves him.
Yeah, you ask the average Australian who Alain Delon was,
Yes.
and they've never heard of Alain Delon. But
Right.
you ask any Japanese who Alain Delon is, and they're like, yeah,
Yes, yeah,
they'll
yeah.
not.
Brits as well, I don't think.
I
no,
got a
Alan.
feeling.
My wife thinks he's the most handsomest guy she's ever seen.
Well,
of course, next
I
to
think
me.
Until she met me.
Of course, next thing.
I think it's a little bit different to that. I was trying to work it out, and then walking under a train overpass bridge, the other day, and then it's happened a few times since then. I've kind of realised why I
Glamorous
think
lifestyle, Steve Lee.
Alain Delon became such a hit here.
Icon.
When the trains go over a bridge, when you're underneath it, it goes
Delon,
Delon,
Delon, Delon.
Alain Delon.
Right.
Alain Delon.
So did
and
you-
that's why
Right.
he's a star. Well, that's the theory.
I'll buy that. Yeah, I'm right in that one.
He did also, didn't he date that a Japanese woman who was married to Surato or whatever, the Indonesian, Davi. She's like a celebrity here. She was her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think she's like one of her conquests or something like that.
Yeah.
He was a little bit.
That's another wrinkle.
I think he was a any port in a storm kind of guy,
Right.
male and female.
He was in that
is
film
right? Yeah.
with Marianne Faithfull, Girl on a Motorcycle. Did you ever see that?
Also, Charles Bronson.
Really?
The one about the Mikado comes over from Japan and they have to.
Yeah.
That was, he was the bad guy.
Right,
He was
right.
and him and
Red Sun.
and him and
Wow.
Mifune
Toshiro, yeah.
Mifune Toshiro had to team up with Charles Bronson to
Yeah,
go get him
it's like
because
a
he stole the sword.
Samurai
He stole the
Western.
sword. Yeah,
kind
Samurai
of,
Western. Actually, it's quite a good movie.
It's
yeah.
kind of
It was
fun,
on
yeah.
TV today, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. But other than that, so you watched 4 films today, Ed?
I watched a bunch of films. Yeah.
Yeah. Watched more than me. So this pervy old guy hires a family.
This is film number 3.
Number
2.
2.
Oh,
Yeah, we're still on that. Sorry.
yes.
I'm trying to plough through it. Yeah, so they come round, and so then he enjoys. So they pretend to be like his sons and daughters and in-laws, and they fuck, and he sneaks around in the night and peeps on them, and he gets off on this for 3 days. He hires them for 3 days.
Goodness me.
So what
Yeah.
I don't get is so because you might understand the storyline better than I do. So there were 3 chicks and 2 guys show up.
Yeah.
And then the next day, the 2 guys get fucking kicked out.
No,
they
they
go
were
to work or something.
Exactly,
don't
they were
Yeah.
pretending that because they're pretending to actually be the family, right?
Right.
So that's why they were having the discussion. So they went out and they were like, "Otskare," and not Otskare.
Oh, okay. So
And
they're
they
planning to
leave.
work. Oh,
And
okay.
then that's why they were saying, like, "What the fuck
so
are we
they-
gonna do?"
Yeah,
all,
let's
day?
let's go sit in the park.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
What was the story with when he was playing the peep and Tom with the
Yeah.
girl? Then, as soon as she was.
Well,
trying to-
I think that girl was his daughter, right? So I think he was reticent to fuck his own daughter.
Okay.
But he got over that. Yeah. This one, to be honest, because this wasn't a fabulous selection day, I think I had the most fun with this one.
Well, 'cause
Yeah,
it
I
was
was gonna say, I enjoyed-
it was
I enjoyed that
funny.
one.
It was
Yeah.
there was like a little bit more of a comic
Steve,
undertone.
do you feel like you've missed out? Do you think this is something you need in your life? You should have seen this film.
I concur.
Right.
In the words of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah. Did you say that?
Yeah.
What did you say that in?
That one, the movie with Tom Hanks where Leonardo's the guy that,
Oh, Catch Me If You Can.
yeah.
All right. Okay. You didn't see that in the theatre, because that came out after The Matrix and before the Italian fashion designer.
I've seen nothing since
Right.
The
How was
Matrix.
that? Was it good? The new
The
one you
Matrix?
saw? No, the new one.
It's not really new. It's actually about 5 years old anyway.
All right.
But
Sorry, you might have asked, why did you go and see it? Oh yeah, your girlfriend wanted to see it.
My
that was
girlfriend
it.
wanted to see
So
it.
you had no interest in it at all?
I did
Prior to it.
somewhat
Oh,
because
okay.
we enjoy visiting his boutiques on a semi-regular basis.
Oh, so you knew who he was?
Yes.
And she obviously knows who he is.
She buys his clothing.
Okay. So was it good? Would you recommend it?
No,
Okay, right.
but I liked it.
All right. So on to the third film then.
It's one of those things where I wish I liked it, but I'm glad I don't.
Right, okay.
So,
That's
let me-
Steve's
one-
catchphrase
one
for those
question
who don't
though,
know.
one
But
question
who
I-
doesn't know?
One
Yeah.
question I had at the end.
Ed.
At the end,
You at the back. Hi. It's Sam.
and they came back from this 3-day fucking job of pretending.
Oh,
they were
yes,
family.
yes.
And then This girl was
is
walking.
the
with
second film
This
again.
girl was walking with the guy with the orange pants and red shirt and check jacket,
Which he used to have.
was very,
Yeah.
very, very fashionable.
Yeah.
And then
Ed is a very dapper gentleman. For those who don't know him.
her boyfriend just
Husband, yeah.
her husband showed
Yeah.
up, and so she was like, oh, yeah. So
Yes.
he had no clue what she was up to.
No, I think she did. She knows what her job is.
Okay.
Yeah.
He.
Yeah.
He.
He knows what her job is.
Because
Yeah,
she was walking in the street holding hands with this.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah, because they were
Yeah,
still in
yeah.
character, right? From the because
Yeah.
they're actors, right? So they
Yeah.
were still in character.
Okay.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So anyway, the third, right, and a boring history lesson before we get into it. This was Bed Partner, directed by Daisuke Goto from 1988, and this was
That's the third one.
Yeah,
Okay.
and this was actually the famously Nikatsu, one of the big Japanese movie studios, from late 1971 decided to concentrate almost exclusively on just making sex films.
Was it a sex film, that third one?
Well, that's the thing.
Well.
So from 1971 to 1988, this was the last of their big productions that made into theatres.
That was big, yeah,
They
it was
put
amazing.
out basically a film a week. So I'm slowly going through the Nikatsu catalog. That's like 700
Well,
sex films.
it's 52 weeks in a year, and you're talking about 18 years.
Yeah.
Wow. Shit.
It's one of my projects. That's only alongside all the other ones. But I'm getting in there. I've only seen about, I don't know, 150 or something
Oh,
so
is
far.
that
But
all?
some of them you can't see. Some of them are difficult to see. Which this one actually is possible to see. But
I can see why.
Yeah,
Pretty fucking boring.
Yeah.
it was, to be honest. I mean,
I can see it was high budget.
more than the other two. Yeah,
pretty much.
So this was the swan song for Nikatsu Studios. Basically, it's a story about an office lady who pretends to be. There's another woman who works in her office, and she also works as, I don't know, not exactly an escort girl, but she kind of hangs out with.
Party girl.
Yeah, she's a party girl, and she kind of was bored with her office 9-to-5 lifestyle, so she pretends to be this other girl, and the complications that ensue, etc.
I liked her. I thought she was cute, but I thought she was
was, yeah.
kind of. I thought she was kind of like.
She's icy,
She was
kinda
kind of
classy,
dead. Yeah. She didn't really. Yeah. She could have been a little bit more.
But that's part of the appeal, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, to put my critic's objective hat on rather than my own, it wasn't awful. It's not the best. It's kind of. It's alright. It's alright. But it didn't. It wasn't very exciting. It was pretty boring.
It was.
And a bit of a damp squib for Nikatsu
Well, I don't
Studios
understand.
to
It,
go
I don't
out.
understand. So
On.
she hooks up with this guy who's supposed to be going out with the other girl,
Yes.
and she pretends to be the other girl.
Yes.
But they have this really like kind of terrible fucking sex.
Right.
And then she seems to like the guy for some reason. And she's so fucking desperate.
Well, I think what
Get
she
fucking
likes.
laid.
I think what she likes is the lifestyle. So we see her in the boring office
Environment.
meetings and stuff. Yeah, and then she just has this carefree kind of, let's go over here. Let's go. Oh yeah, that was the thing because it was so
Let's go
boring.
to Pachinko Power.
At the end, it was like 5:15. She was in that meeting, and then suddenly she
Yes, and then
stand
she's
up
go girl. She go, yeah.
That was
Very
kind of
empowering.
Yeah, what was that girl? What was that movie that reminded me of Working Girl?
Right. Yes. Yeah. There we go. Interesting. From the same year, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the only thing I would say about this is because we were so bored, we had a bit of a nerdgasm because at one point they go to the video arcade and they play the game Outrun.
Ah, yes.
If you remember, no, Steve knows nothing
know-
of
you don't
video
know
games.
Outrun?
No, Steve doesn't know video games.
Ah, okay.
Oh, that's not
grew
true.
up-
I played Space Invaders frantically for 3 days in 1979.
19.
Oh, I didn't know that. There we go. So there you go. Steve is up to date with the latest video game happenings.
Back in 1979.
Yeah. When I was born.
Oh. Wow.
I had Outrun on the ZX Spectrum, but it wouldn't load up.
All right. I believe I had.
So disappointed. For my birthday, I received this.
I had a ZX Spectrum
the two cassettes.
with rubber keys.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 cassettes.
No,
Fuck.
you had
That would have
Outrun
taken an
was two
hour to
cassettes,
load
so
or
you had to
something.
load one of them up,
fuck.
and then I think to continue you had to
All
pick
right.
another. But it wouldn't. There was a
But in the arcade, this was a big hit because it had like a cabinet and everything. Anyway, that was in the film. I like that.
chair and stuff.
I
But
played
other
Jet
than
Set
that,
Willy as well.
It was hey, look now, Steve actually knows a thing or two. I underestimated him.
I thought it was quite good how he, she like kind of like I don't know. You said maybe he didn't like him, but she liked the lifestyle. But he just jumps her and fucking mounts her from behind, wearing an entire 3-piece suit. He's done in 30 freaking seconds.
Wow.
And then he just
That's a long time, eh?
smacks her in the face, and then fucking it's cool. All he has to do is pull up his zipper, and he's done. He's good.
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
That sounds good.
It's a pre-Me Too scene.
Is it in colour?
It is. You wouldn't like it. It's even got actual sync sound.
Really?
Yeah. There wasn't a guy down the front banging the piano. Anyway, so we're gonna fuck off now.
Well, but the end was good. I said about the end with the, she's riding this. At first you don't know what she's doing, but she's riding a bike in a circle.
Right.
And it's just her face.
Spoiler.
Smoking a spoiler.
Spoiler
Smoking
alert.
a cigarette.
There's a cat in it.
And then it keeps backing up and backing up and backing up, and also you see her full on the bike and riding this, and then
so it's a very elaborate shot.
very long shot,
but for no good end because it's quite boring.
Then she rides off into the sunset.
Right.
She goes up the ramp and pisses off somewhere.
Anyway, before we go, because we've got drinking to do.
Out of the three, which was the best?
Well, no, Steve. Haha.
Oh.
Fell for my trap.
Oh, did I?
That was actually my
no.
question. Oh, hang on. For Stu.
Just for comedy value.
Yes.
Yeah, the second one, of course.
Oh, there was the dance as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
The
the
karaoke
dance.
dance.
I forgot about the dance.
Yeah,
it was similar to the Scottish country dancing, the gay
Yeah,
chorus.
that's what I
It does
said.
look like Benny Hill, a young Benny Hill.
That's what I said. It's
For
a
comedy value,
For comedy value,
the facials.
We've just discovered that Stephen doesn't know what Benny Hill looks like.
check it out.
I know what
Check
Benny
it out.
Hill
A
looks
young
like.
Benny Hill.
Young man.
Really? Early 60s, Benny Hill.
Anyway,
It's the same guy.
so Stephen,
And
if you had to choose one of these three films which you sadly missed, which one would it be?
probably The Matrix.
Other than The Matrix. Those titles again,
Yeah.
in translation: Wife in Mourning and Rope, Shave Outside, Very Perverted Family, Raw Teasing, or actually I don't think we actually said what this was called the first time round, Bed Partner.
Yeah.
Oh, bad partner. You didn't say that, yeah.
Come on now.
In all honesty,
You
probably.
had to watch it. Like,
I don't mind incest.
he's
as
under
a rule.
pressure.
Probably number 2.
Nice.
You know what they